This is the Valley Today.
New this morning, Moorhead police are investigating a stabbing at a downtown park. Officers found the victim around 7 last night in Memorial Park who had a minor stab wound to their arm. Police say the two people involved know each other. No one has been arrested. Firefighters are investigating a fire call at U.S. Bank in Wahpeton. They got that call around 9 last night at the bank on 2nd Avenue North. No word, though, on any damage. One man is dead. A woman is seriously injured in a head-on crash in Minnesota Lakes Country. The Otter Tail County Sheriff's Office says 35-year-old Joseph Bernstetter of Fergus Falls died when the car that he was driving crossed the center line and hit another car on County Road 1 on the west side of Otter Tail Lake. 2 people in the car that he hit were hurt. 63-year-old Violet Davis of Fergus Falls was airlifted to Fargo with serious injuries. She was a passenger in an SUV driven by 65-year-old Mitchell Davis, who was also hurt. A warrant is now out for the arrest of an attempted kidnapping suspect from an incident in Hillsboro over the weekend. 62-year-old Mark Wayby of Hillsboro is charged with attempted kidnapping, illegal restraint, and menacing. He is suspected of grabbing Jackie Halverson from the Subway restaurant on Sunday morning and then dragging her toward his vehicle while pointing a gun at her head. She fought him off and then ran to a gas station for help. Wayby was taken to a Fargo hospital for a mental health evaluation, but then he was released. It is now 6:02 on this Friday morning. Let's get a check of your forecast out there with Lisa Green. Lisa, not seeing much of that sun at this hour like we used to.
I know it's coming up after 6 o'clock now, but we are just now watching it rise. As we speak, we're seeing more of that sun peek over the horizon here in Fargo. So still rising around 6 o'clock. We're still holding on to a decent amount of sunshine. But yes, you know, we're ending up into the later days of summer, or starting to move into those later days of summer. Temperatures feeling more like September the last couple of days. We're down to 49 degrees in Bemidji right now with the sun up there. It's 50 degrees in Grand Forks. It's 52 in Fargo and in Fergus Falls, where the sun just came up, and we're at 55 in Devil's Lake. So again, a cool start to our morning. We've got some fog that's developed too. If you're not enjoying that sunrise, you're dealing with some murky conditions in the Northern Valley, but especially northeast. Langdon's been fluctuating a bit at 4 miles, but you can see the denser fog reported in northeastern parts of our viewing area, specifically along Highway 59 here back down toward Fosston. We're at 0 for visibility there. A 1/4 mile in Hallock and in Thief River Falls there as well. So traveling along that road, going to be on the foggy side. And that's because the system that's been affecting us has moved on. The air has settled. We really don't have much wind at all. And we've cooled down significantly, allowing that fog to form. And now we're kind of in between weather makers here. We're going to be warming up today, but not necessarily seeing that surge of hot air and humidity just yet. That comes tomorrow and through the rest of the forecast here. Here's a look at our planner today. Upper 70s to some of us getting to 80 degrees. We get to keep the sunshine around all day long. And on top of that, it won't be windy. We're looking at winds less than, I'd say, about 15 miles per hour or less or so. So not too much wind affecting us here today yet as well. So just really a great way to end the work week and to kick off the weekend. And yes, we've got the heat coming back. We'll tell you how hot it's going to be coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Okay, Lisa, thank you this morning. August 27th could now be the new date for North Dakota's abortion trigger law to kick in. The abortion ban was supposed to start yesterday, but a Bismarck judge issued a temporary restraining order to stop that action, saying that State Attorney General Drew Wrigley prematurely attempted to execute the language of North Dakota's trigger law. Valley News Team's Aaron Walling spoke with a legal expert about when the law may officially change and what happens in the meantime.
I think as to this specific issue regarding when the ban can take effect, it's not very convoluted at all.
Tyler Murrow of Murrow Law in Grand Forks tells me North Dakota's abortion ban has a very specific time when it should go into effect.
This is very simple. The statute simply says in black and white, 30 days from certification that a judgment was issued.
Morrow says that the Attorney General, Drew Wrigley, tried to certify the law based off the Supreme Court decision instead of waiting for the official judgment, which officially happened Tuesday. Morrow also pointed out that under the previous law in 2007, abortions could have been banned even sooner based off of the leak that came from the Supreme Court.
the AG at that point in time could have said, I believe this law will now pass constitutional scrutiny. So under the old law, we probably could have had abortion banned in North Dakota 4, 5, 6 months ago.
However, the language in the state's trigger law was changed in 2019. Attorney Kylie Overson thinks the next step in the process will be a preliminary injunction by State District Court Judge Bruce Romanek.
Well, what the judge in this case did was issue a temporary restraining order, which basically says we're going to keep everything as it is at this moment, status quo.
And says for now, the clinic in Fargo should continue to operate.
The goal of this is to keep things as they are right now until future notice.
In Fargo, Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
Based on Wrigley's recertification on Wednesday night, that ban could go into effect on August 27th. A 23-year-old Fargo man is facing sexual assault charges after a gas station clerk alerted police about a girl asking for help. Court documents say the 15-year-old girl wrote, "Help me," on a piece of paper when purchasing some items. She was in a car with 6 men on the way to a barbecue and claims that Michael Alith assaulted her as another man pointed a gun at her. Democratic state senators in North Dakota are calling for a pair of investigations into the Attorney General's office. Senate Minority Leader Joan Heckman and Bismarck Senator Tracy Potter want a look into a cost overrun for a building leased by the AG's office. The overspending was overseen by former Attorney General Wayne Stenehjem. The senators claim the agency used appropriated funds improperly.
If we wait too long to try and find solutions, things are going to fade away and we're not going to get good information. Today, I asked for a complete investigation of the situation, mainly because the former Attorney General had no authority to move money from salaries to pay for the lease or the overrun.
The senators also want a full investigation into the deletion of former AG Wayne Stenehjem's email account. Last week, current Attorney General Drew Wrigley announced that his office had conducted an internal investigation and he considered that issue closed. Heckman says she wants the governor to initiate a probe into the AG's office. Retired Clay County Sheriff Bill Berquist is suffering from Alzheimer's and now in hospice care. Berquist retired in 2019 after 40 years in law enforcement. He spent the last 16 years as Clay County's top cop. Top secret, and we can't even tell you where it is. We are getting a rare inside look at the nation's stockpile facility coming up on the Valley today. But next, Lisa Green is in letting us know when we'll start heating up when it comes to our weather.